is phonics? Phonics is a way of teaching children how to read and write. It helps children hear, identify and use different sounds that distinguish one word from another. Written language can be compared to a code, so knowing the sounds of individual letters and how those letters sound when they're combined will help children decode words as they read them. Understanding phonics will also help children know which letters to use when they're writing words. At Hillyfield, we follow the Letters and Sounds programme. Letters and Sounds is a phonics resource published by the Department for Education and Skills. It consists of 6 phases. These phases are covered in different years in Foundation Stage and Key Stage 1. For further information on each phase, as well as printable resources and links to online games, go to www.lettersandsounds.com. Top tips for teaching at home. It's really important for your child to learn lowercase or small letters rather than capital letters at first. Most early books and games use lowercase letters, and your child will learn these first at school. Obviously, you should use a capital letter when required, for example, at the beginning of a name. When you talk about letters to your child, remember to use the letter sounds, a, b, k, d, etc., rather than the alphabet names of the letters, A, B, C, D, etc. The reason for this is that sounding out words is practically impossible if you use the alphabet names. For example, cat, k, a, t, would sound like this, C, A, T. Another useful website is www.phonicsplay.co.uk. This website offers interactive phonics games and downloadable resources across the letters and sounds phases. During the coronavirus situation, Phonics Play has been made free for all to access from home without subscription. Here's those websites again.
Good morning, this is Laverne from Nursery at the Hill. Today I'm going to speak to you about Phase 1 Phonics. Phase 1 Phonics is the start of your child's phonetic journey. It lays the necessary foundation to develop later work in Phase 2. The focus for Phase 1 is communication, listening, speaking and understanding. There's a wealth of games and activities that you can do at home with any resources. For example, we have rhyming stories, and I'm sure you recognise a few here. The great repetition work, rhyming stories, really helps us develop vocab for the children. I Spy, one of my favourites, is a great game. You can use the describing words and describing clues for your children to guess the different objects that you could find around your home. Writing patterns is a lovely activity and really helps the children prepare for their writing skills when they start Phase 2. Also, games such as What's in the Box is amazing. Giving the child clues and encouraging them to ask descriptive questions helps develop their vocab, their questioning, their listening and understanding. Traditional stories is also one of my favourites. We love traditional stories. Sharing with your children, not only in books, but with puppets is the best way to engage them. And musical instruments. Singing is amazing. Please sing with your children all day, every day, to develop their vocab again and develop the muscles in their mouth. Phase 1 Phonics is amazing and should be taught all the way up through the phases alongside phases 2 to 6. Thank you. Bye.
Segmenting is when we break up a word, so we say the individual sounds. For example, or, t, or, t. And blending is when we put the sounds together to read a word. Ot, 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 hot, hot, hot. So as you blend, you say the sounds quicker and quicker until you can say the whole word together. Sit. Good girl. Can you find that sound and put it in the first box? Here. Well done. Sit. What's the next sound? S. Good girl. What's the last sound? S. I. Now can you read the word?
Sit.
What can you see? A picture of?
Cat.
A cat. Off you go. Can you find the sounds you need? Sound it out. Good boy. Take your sound and put it in the first box. Here. Well done. That's your first sound. Cat. Well done. What's the last sound? At. Brilliant. Can you read your word?
Cat.
So start with the first sound. Good girl. Blend it together. At. What's the word?
Hat.
Well done. Can you match it to the picture?
Cup.
Well done. Can you match that word to the picture? What does the word say?
Cat.
Let's all say it together. Get your robot arms out again. Sun. One more time.
Three fingers, because this is our three sounds. Get your pinching fingers ready. We're going to pinch it onto our fingers. Are you ready? At. Again. At. How many sounds? Three sounds. At. Have a go at writing it on your board. At. Make sure you have three sounds.
Blend. Together. What's the word?
Tricky words are called tricky words because they cannot be decoded phonetically. That is why you must learn the spelling of each word. Here are the list of the tricky words for phase 2, 3, 4 and 5.
So there's pencil for you and a pencil for me. The first tricky word that we need to find is the tricky word so. I haven't got so. Have you got so?
Yes.
Then you can give it a tick or a cross. However you want to do it. You can cross over or tick over. Beautiful. The next tricky words I need you to find, or we need to find, is tricky word was. Let's check was. I'm not sure how to spell was. How do I spell was? W-A-S. Does that mean I have it this time? Oh, fantastic. Shall I give it a tick or a cross? Right, next tricky word.
When writing, we need to remember we start with a capital letter, we have finger spaces between words, and we finish our sentence with a full stop. He can chop it up. Your turn. My turn. He can chop it up. Your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 words in our sentence. So let's begin with our first word, which was he. Remember, we need a capital letter to start. H-E. He. Can. Finger space. Can. Sound it out. K-a-n. K-a-n. He can chop. Finger space. Chop. What's the first sound? Ch. O. P. Ch. O. P. Ch. O. P. Chop. He can chop it. It. He can chop it up. Remember your finger spaces? Up. 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 What do we need at the end? A nice full stop. He can chop it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you remember all 5 words? If so, give yourself a tick.
When we teach the children how to read, we start by using simple CVC words and encourage them to segment and blend the word. Let's take a look. Can you read your word?
Bus, put, it, put, it.
Can you read yours?
Yeah. Tuck, pen.
Well done. Can you match your word to the picture? Can you read that word?
Sun.
Fantastic. Can you find that picture? Well done. Thank you. Once the children are confident with segmenting and blending CVC words, we move on to captions. Can you read the caption?
No.
Look again at that word, the first one.
On. Tuck, me, off, talk, off, rock.
The further we progress with our sounds, we come across digraphs and trigraphs. Digraphs are 2 letters that make one sound. Trigraphs are 3 letters that make one sound.
There are lots of fun and exciting websites out there that promote phonics learning through exciting interactive games. So have a look at what's available and see what works for you and your child. Have fun!